Welcome to Reveal Your Path. I'm so excited that you're here. You are here because you probably feel like you're going 100 miles an hour all day long. You're getting 100 things done, but you're not really moving the needle in your life. Or maybe you feel like, there's just more potential inside of you. You feel like the clock is ticking and there's no time left to underperform, like you're leaving too much on the table in your life, in your career. Maybe you feel like, you're trying to crush it in your job or in your career, your business, and you're trying to crush it as a husband and father, but you always feel like you're shortchanging one or the other. Not to mention you're trying to be fit and healthy and all that, right? How do you balance it all? How do you unlock what's possible for you? That's what we're going to talk about. That's what this whole program is about. That's what this whole course is about. My name's Jim Harshaw, and I'm going to guide you through this. So let's go ahead and get right into it. We're going to cover here today in this first video. Here's what we're going to cover. 3 things. Number 1, why and how this course is going to change your life. That might sound like hyperbole. It is not. I'm going to give you plenty of examples of people whose lives have been changed by this, world-class performers who use this exact framework, and how it's going to work specifically for you in your unique situation. So we're going to talk about that. I'm going to talk to you about free versus premium. There's a free version of this, which you may be watching this through our free version. There's also a premium option as well that includes some other bells and whistles, coaching, more community interaction, etc. And then I'm going to share with you something we call the secret to success. And this I've published, as of recording this, 470 podcast episodes over the last, 9 years now. And I've gotten to interview Navy SEALs, tons of them, Robert O'Neill, who shot and killed Osama bin Laden. I've gotten to interview astronauts and CEOs and New York Times bestselling authors, Tim Ferriss, and on and on. Jack Canfield and Ken Blanchard and Joe DeSena, and all these amazing individuals. And there's a secret to success. There's one thing that they all do in common, but nobody's really put this together and nobody's talking about it. So I'm going to share this with you today. This is really the crux and the foundation of all success. So one quick quote. Robin Sharma, he is an author and self-help guru, as they call them. And he's got some great stuff out there, but he says this. He says, clarity precedes success. Clarity. Why is clarity so important? You think about, if you were an athlete, right? This is really geared towards athletic-minded men. And if you were an athlete in high school or maybe college, or maybe you like to, run marathons or do 5Ks or whatever it might be, or Spartan races or something like that. When you have clarity, when you have that clear goal, it compels you to do the hard things necessary to get there. If you don't have clarity, you're not consistent, you're not focused, you're not disciplined, you don't bring the best version of yourself to whatever it is that you're doing, right? That's sports, whether it's business, whether it's your marriage, whether it's your health and fitness, doesn't matter. Clarity also always precedes success. You think about LeBron James or Tom Brady or any of the GOATs of any sport. Like, it's very clear in sports what success looks like and how to get there. It's not that way in the real world, right? There's a lot of different ways, things that success could look like. So what is that for you? And once we figure this out for you, it's going to unlock so much potential in you, stuff that you didn't even know was possible for you. All those things that you might be saying about yourself now, like I feel stuck, or I'm just too busy, or I'm out of balance, or whatever, all that stuff gets pushed to the side and you unlock your full potential. And that's what we're going to be working on here today and throughout this course. So my goal is to talk to you like a friend or family member. That's it. And this is going to be shared with my friends and family members, and maybe you're a friend or family member watching this right now, and I'm glad you're here. If not, that's who I'm really gearing this toward. That's why I'm giving everything. I've been doing this for a decade, and I've learned so much in through these interviews and through all the coaching that I've done with all these amazing individuals who I've gotten to coach, world-class performers. And I've learned so much, and I'm just giving you the best stuff. I'm putting the best stuff into this. No holds barred, bar none. You're getting the best stuff because I want to help you make a change in your life. And just an example of some of the results that one of my clients is getting right now. This is Jerry Stravia. He said, we've paid off over $280,000 in debt, started a business, landed a huge promotion. We're building our dream home, earning $90,000 more per year, and giving away more than 15% of our income a month. Reveal Your Path is the reason I'm living my best life today. This is Jerry. He's been in our program for years. This is him receiving his Purple Heart. He's a war hero and absolutely incredible individual, and just one of the many amazing people who I get to serve. So If you want more content from me outside of this course, you can check out the podcast called Success for the Athletic Minded Man, or you can just search my name on any podcast platform. You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, X, LinkedIn, etc. You can find me anywhere. Just search for my name and you'll find me. And you can also access the community here for free. Like this, Reveal Your Path is done best with a community. So download the school app, school.com, go to school.com/RYP free, where you can access this course and a lot of other cool things. And then also make sure you take advantage of your free coaching session. So free one-on-one coaching session, just go to jimhersherjr.com/free call. And this is a warning. Don't skip through this video. Watch the entire video. Don't skip it. This is the most important video. And I recommend you watch it on 2x speed. And if you want to slow things down, go back and rewatch it. You can do that. But that's just a pro tip that I always recommend. And when you're done watching this, click the little green box. It's in the top right. This is my right. I don't know. It might be that way for wherever you're looking at, if it reverses it here. But click that green box. There's a little circle with a check. Once you click it, again, this is on the school app, whether you're on the desktop app or on your phone, you can check that box and it'll tell you the percentage completion you are through the course. So for example, this is the classroom inside the premium. If you're completing just the getting started course and you watch, here's the first one. If you watch it, you click the little check box again on the app, or here, you can click the check box and you can see your percentage goes up, right? If you go here, click the check box, it's up to 38%. So make sure you track your progress as you go through this, right? Like I said, you can access the community there for free. And so I talked about what we're going to cover. First thing is why and how this short course will change your life. So first of all, who is this for? This is for men who identify with the athlete's mindset, who want to have an amazing life, but you're unclear on certain things. For example, what's next for you, right? You got into a certain level, you know there's more. What's next? What's that next level for me? How do I stay focused on the right goals? What exactly do I focus on? Because maybe you're pulled in a million different directions and it's costing you. And you feel like you're not performing to your maximum potential. You're not making as much money as you could be making. You're not as healthy and as fit as you could be. You're not as productive as you could be. You're not giving your family or your work the absolute best version of you. Henry David Thoreau said this is a great quote. He said, "The masses of men lead lives of quiet desperation." That doesn't have to be you. Like there's a way out of this, right? You don't have to just be busy all the time and stressed out and busy and not maximizing your potential. Like there's a way out. And what we're going to do here is unlock and activate your unused athlete's mindset and use it to attack clearly defined goals, just like elite athletes have, right? So, this is for people who don't want to play to the level of your competition. You want to be significant. You want to crush it at work. You want to be an awesome dad. You want to be an awesome husband. You want to know that when you drop your work bag on the floor, that you've been doing the right job for you all day long, one that you love, one that provides for your family. And I'm going to share with you this 4-step framework and this master habit. I talked about this master habit that I'm going to share with you at the end. It'll help you figure out exactly what you should be doing, what you should be working on, and why. It'll be a simple system for setting the right goals for you and help you identify your next big goal. All right. So watch till the end, and I'm going to share with you this master habit that's going to amplify your results. And you might recognize some of the people on the screen. I've interviewed every single one of them. Tim Ferriss on the left. He's a 4-time or 5-time New York Times bestseller. Bob Berg, Jack Canfield, Ken Blanchard, who wrote The 1 Minute Manager, Stephen Pressfield, Cal Newport, John Gordon, written tons of books. Joe DeSena, I've actually done some consulting work with them and coaching with their executive leadership team of Spartan Race. He's the founder of Spartan Race. And there's this habit that all these world-class performers do that people don't really talk about. And it's weird, but I'm going to share this with you to help you unlock your results. All right. I'm going to share a simple framework for setting goals that matter and achieving them faster. I don't know what your goals are. Maybe it's getting that promotion, starting that business, getting back in shape, writing a book. What is that for you? Maybe it's all of them. Maybe it's all of the above. I don't know. But that's exactly what we're going to get clear on. Here's another example of one of my clients here. He said, "I love this version of myself the most, and I'll do anything to keep this going." This is a guy who's already operating at a very high level. We took him and helped him go from good to great. He's an entrepreneur, and he's a business owner, father in Pittsburgh. He's also a world champion in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in his age group. So total stud, just well loved and respected in our community. He's been with us for years, actually. He says, I'll do anything to keep this going. He's keeping it going because he's sticking with us. So here's my promise to you. I'm going to give you a system for getting clear on your goals and identifying the exact next steps necessary to achieve your goals. Help you figure out what's next for you. All right. So let me know if this sounds like you. You want to have clear goals. You want to know what's next for you. You want to find more time in the day. You want to be more consistent. You're afraid of mediocrity. Like, you're not going to settle for average. And you feel like you're shortchanging your work or your family or maybe your health and fitness. And here's the real problem. You don't know the framework. That's what I'm going to share with you. With this framework, you'll discover the clarity that you're seeking. You'll be focused. You'll be consistent. You'll know exactly what's next. And so that's the framework. Very quickly, a little bit about who I am. My wife and kids would probably kill me if they knew that I shared this image with you, because this is from last weekend on vacation. I didn't want to share with you some kind of staged thing. This is just a raw picture of us strolling around downtown Annapolis last weekend. So it's my wife, Allie, and our 4 kids, and a little bit more about me. I went to University of Virginia, the #1 ranked public university in the country. I got a master's degree there. I was a Division I All-American wrestler and Olympic hopeful. I went on to be a Division I head wrestling coach as well, and I'm an entrepreneur now. And I am the personal coach for a lot of amazing people, executives, leaders, high performers, including CEOs, professional athletes, Fortune 500 leaders, and a lot of others. So, and I get to work with people who say things like this: I've never had my goals become so possible to reach, thanks to Jim. So I'm honored and grateful and feel a significant responsibility when working with individuals. So here I talk about what we're going to cover. All right, we covered the first one and the why and how this course will change your life. Let's talk about the second one: Reveal Your Path, free versus premium. Okay, so free versus premium. You might, like I said, you might be watching this in the free community. There's also a premium community that includes group coaching. It includes coffee with Jim, which is just a call that's on the schedule. You can jump on a call with me anytime, and it's a call that's on the calendar. Anybody can jump on there, right? And you'll get direct access to me. There's courses from world-class coaches. There are live Q&A sessions with leading experts. There's access to purchase one-on-one coaching, and it's all for $97 a month. It's like a no-brainer. You can cancel anytime. It's free once you get to level 7. Basically, you go up levels by getting people to, making valuable posts in the community where people are commenting, liking, and replying, and you go up, you gain points. And here's the deal: 14-day money-back guarantee. No brainer, right? If you love it, continue. If you don't, that's fine too. Here's a quick peek inside the community, inside the program. You can see some of the things that are happening. Here's our business mastermind that's taking place here in 48 minutes from now. And we have our business mastermind call today. You just see different things that people are talking about here, right? Culture, so inspired, monitoring your drinking and alcohol intake, just on and on, right? Bob had actually read a great book, and he was challenging people to think about this. So think about social media and the negative influences. Well, this is like the positive stuff. This is just a bunch of amazing people talking about things that are inspiring, positive, helpful, encouraging each other. There's also a classroom where we have courses in here. You get access to all these different courses and just tons of great stuff in there. You can see the leaderboard, and as you level up, you unlock new courses and new programs. And once you get to level 7, it's actually free. So just some great people challenging each other, and some great courses, et cetera, in there. So that's the premium version of Reveal Your Path. All right, you get everything there. And all right, we talked about the first 2. Let's go to the third one. Last thing we're going to cover in this video is this secret to success. Now, here's the deal, and I'm going to take myself off the little circle bubble here. I mentioned that I've published 470 some episodes now of my podcast. I got to interview all these amazing people, some of the guys you saw on that screen there a few minutes ago. And I would always ask, for years, the same question, and I stopped asking it because really I started getting the same answers over and over. I would say, what's the one habit you most credit for your success? It's a great question. I love the question. I mean, I loved asking it. And And they would also always say, you would always expect like the New York Times bestselling author to say some kind of writing habit or routine. You would expect the Olympian or the Olympic gold medalist to say some kind of training habit, but it was never the thing that you would think that they would say. It was never what they were known for. It was always some other thing that they would do. And it was some version of stepping out of the chaos, the busyness of life that you experience, that I experience, like hitting the pause button, stepping back, asking questions to get clarity before they re-engage. Right. So if you think about this, it might be journaling could do this. Right. You could be journaling on what's going well with my life right now, what's not going well. In the military, they call this an after action review. Right. It's a pause. Stop what you're doing, meet, ask questions. What went well? What did not go well? What do we need to do differently next time? That's called an after action review. That's called it's a pause. It's not doing. It's stepping back. They would these world-class performers who I got to interview would talk about working with a coach, working with a mentor, things like this. It was never doing the thing that they were known for. And some of them would say, at the beginning of the day, every day, I push away from my desk before I open my email inbox, and I sit down and I write down how I'm going to win the day today. Right? Simple habit, plan the day in advance. And others would say, once a year I sit, I go away on a retreat with my wife and we review the prior year and kind of plan the year ahead, and on and on and on. They started talking about not doing a thing, but actually stepping back. And so I've coined the term productive pause. The productive pause is defined as, here's the definition I gave it. It's a short period of focused reflection around specific questions that leads to clarity of action and peace of mind. Clarity of action, peace of mind. Like we all want that. And that is the crux of this program. That is the single habit that will unlock your potential. It's not doing, like there will come a time for doing. Now is the time for the pause. Like when I think about my wrestling career, I was an All-American wrestler in college, Division I All-American. I think about the most important time that I ever spent the entire season. It wasn't in the wrestling room training. It wasn't in the weight room lifting. It wasn't watching film, wasn't rehabbing injuries, wasn't any of that. It was the 1 hour that I spent before the season ever started, sitting in my coach's office with the head coach and the assistant coaches, planning my year, planning my season, making a plan, setting the goals, figuring out what the action items are, all of that. If that doesn't happen, none of the rest of it happens as efficiently or as effectively, right? That brings clarity of action, peace of mind, planning, and ready to execute. All right. So for you, here's your productive pause question. I want you to journal on this, right? I keep a journal right next to my desk all the time. I want you to, for this whole course, find something, whether it's a notebook or an online journal or a Google Doc or a note on your phone. It doesn't matter. But I would say something you can type on easily. So probably on your computer, if you have a Mac, you can access notes on your iPhone and your Mac, or you can do it on your to-do list app or whatever it is. It'd be nice if you can access it both on your phone and on your computer. But answer this question. What will you do to ensure that you get the most out of this course? I don't want you to just say it out loud. Saying it's a great start, it's a great productive pause, but I want you to actually write it down. What is your commitment? Okay. What is your commitment that you're going to get, that you're going to do to ensure that you get the most out of this course? Now, down below here, if you're watching this video on School, down below, there's a comment you can see down below. You can actually comment in the discussion what you're going to do to ensure you get the most out of this course, right? Love to have you comment on that and put that out there publicly. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a productive pause every day. Make sure I tune into these videos and right. What is it that you're going to do to ensure that you get the most out of this course? So comment below. Let's start that discussion happening. Quick summary of what we talked about here today. We talked about why and how this course will change your life. We talked about the free versus premium versions of this. We talked about the secret to success, the productive pause. Now it's time for action. All right. If you want to leave a testimonial, if you're getting value out of this already, go to jimharshawjr.com/testimonial. Leave a testimonial there and you can win special prizes. Also, like I said, share this course. Tell people to go to jimharshawjr.com/free and share this with their friends, share this with their colleagues. And also make sure you claim your free one-on-one coaching session. Just go to my website, jimharshawjr.com/free call. All right. Again, Clarity precedes success. We're kicking things off. We're getting started. We're bringing you clarity. Let's go. Let's get to work. I'll see you in the next video. Make sure you click that green box. So we talked about why and how Reveal Your Path will change your life. We talked about this secret master habit, this concept of the productive pause. And now we're going to talk today about this framework, the actual, like the origins of the framework, and I'm going to reveal to you the actual 4 parts to the framework. And once you learn these, you'll be able to implement these into your life for the rest of your life. So it's simple. And I'm going to outline that here today in this second video. All right. So here we go. All right. So let me pull this today about how Reveal Your Path works. We're going to talk about it and how it actually works. We're going to cover, number 1, the origins of the framework, like where did this come from? And we're going to talk about the 4 pillars of the framework itself, and then action steps. There's going to be a productive pause required from you at the end of this to get the most out of this exercise. We're going to start with a quote from Thomas Edison. If we did what we are truly capable of, we would astound ourselves. You're going to astound yourself. If you actually know and start working towards what you're truly capable of, you're going to astound yourself. And that's the goal here, is to bring you the clarity of action, the peace of mind, the framework, the system by which you can live your life to unlock your potential, right? To do what you're truly capable of. Because maybe you're operating at a high level here, but there's an even higher level. That's what we're working towards, right? And you are going to astound yourself. So my goal, like I said earlier, was, I'm making this for family and friends. I want to talk to you like a friend or family member, and I'm giving you the best stuff. Maybe you are a friend or family member watching this. I am pouring my best stuff into this because I want to help you, and I hope you're getting the most out of this. I want to share with you results that another one of my clients is getting. This is Sean Powell. He said, I left a vice president role in search of something greater. I'm now the president of a 40-person company, and all that starts with the vision from Reveal Your Path. And this is Sean. As a matter of fact, let me go into my community. Here's something Sean posted today, as a matter of fact. He said, 18 months into the program, I went from vice president to president, went from spouse to a husband serving my family and honoring my wife and children, a traveling parent to now a dedicated dad, from a believer in Christ to a proud, person sharing my Christian faith. So this is the impact it's having on people. This is the impact that this clarity is going to unlock in you. It unlocked it in Sean. Sean's just executing it at an even higher level, right? This is going from good to great. And Sean is really leveling up. And so, like I said, you can follow my podcast. You can check me out on YouTube, Instagram, X. There's tons of great content there. Gosh, there's hundreds of amazing interviews with some of these great people that I showed you in that last in the last course there, in the last module, in the last video, of all these amazing people. Almost 500 episodes now. So check it out. Just search my name on any podcast platform, on YouTube, Instagram, X, and share this course. Right? Somebody in your life who would benefit from this, who would love this stuff, who would eat this up and just get so much out of it. So just share this link with them. School.com/RYP, which is for Reveal Your Path. RYP free. All right. School.com/RYP free. And make sure you claim your own free coaching session. Just go to jimharshawjr.com. That's my website, /free call. You can sign up for your one-time free one-on-one coaching session to see how this stuff can really integrate into your life and really make an impact for you. I mentioned about the premium program. Remember, premium is the paid community, and there's group coaching in there. There's coffee with me. It's basically just a call you can jump on, and whoever's on there, you can just ask me questions and get feedback from me as well as the group. There's courses from world-class coaches, live Q&A sessions with leading experts, access to purchasing one-on-one coaching, and it's $97 a month, right? It's my best stuff, and it's all $97 a month. Cancel anytime. It's free, actually, at level 7, and 14-day money back guarantee. So check that out. Go to school.com/RYP free. And just a heads up, this now becomes the most important video in this entire course. Watch the entire video. Don't skip ahead. Pro tip, watch this video at 2 times speed. You can fast forward through things, get through things more quickly, go back and rewatch it. At least the pieces that are most important to you really resonate. So when you're done, again, if you're on the app, you'll be able to click that box in the top right, and it'll put a green check there. It'll track your progress. If you're on YouTube or watching this elsewhere, make sure you download the app. You get into the RYP free community so you can track your progress progress here. All right. And like I said, RYP free, that's the link to access the community. This whole experience with Reveal Your Path is best in community. All right. So I said 3 things we're covering today. Number 1, the origins of the Reveal Your Path framework. So let me share that with you. Again, this is my family. I told you a little bit about myself. Went to this great university, University of Virginia, got an undergraduate and master's degree, All-American, Olympic hopeful, head coach, entrepreneur, all these great things. But here's the truth. Back in 2012, things weren't so rosy. I had a failed business. I had a struggling marriage. I had debt up to my eyeballs. I was in the worst physical shape of my life, riddled with self-doubt, just sitting there trying to figure out, like, what is next for me? What are my goals? What do I want to focus on? Everything felt like a priority at that moment, right? And what happened next was incredible. I was laying in bed one night thinking about when I was an NCAA All-American, right? 15,000 people in the arena, standing ovation for the All-Americans. This is actually a picture of what happens every year at the National Wrestling Championships. These are the All-Americans on the raised mat in the center, and it was a amazing moment for me. But I remember thinking back, I was in this low point. I'd failed business, struggling marriage, all of this. And I remember one of my coaches, like a few days after I became an All-American, he sent me actually it was a phone call. This was before we were texting. This is back in the late 90s. And he said, how does it feel to be among the best in the country at what you do? How does it feel to be among the best in the country at what you do? I will never forget that conversation. And I knew there was a way to translate that success, that the life lessons learned there as an athlete, into my life, but I didn't know how. And I remember one night I was laying there in bed, just in anguish, right? Pretty low point in my life, as you can imagine, based on everything I just shared with you. I had a failed business, struggling marriage, debt up to our eyeballs. It was bad. I had, I was in the worst physical shape of my life. And I laid in bed one night staring at the ceiling. Well, Allie, my wife, is already asleep next to me, and I'm just staring at the ceiling like, what am I going to do next? Like, how do I get out of this hole? And I thought back to myself in this time when I was one of the best in the country at what I did. And by the way, I started as a walk-on, right? I was a walk-on non-scholarship athlete, barely recruited. And how did I go from average or, mediocre to one of the best in the country at what I did? And I realized there was a framework, right? There was a framework in place. There were 4 distinct steps that revealed themselves to me as I sort of laid there staring at the ceiling. And once I started implementing these 4 things into my life, it changed everything. I tripled my income. I healed my marriage. I started spending more time with my kids. I got into the best shape of my life. It absolutely changed my life. And, I've since raised millions of dollars for nonprofits. I've given a TEDx talk. I launched a popular podcast. I've worked with all these amazing organizations who hire me to speak and to work with their executives. And so that's what I want to share with you next, right? So we talked about the origins. That's the origin. That's the epiphany that happened when I discovered this framework. I didn't invent this, right? I rediscovered this. And so let me share with you what those 4 pillars are. All right. So grab a pen and paper, or maybe a Google Doc if you're documenting this, wherever you tracked your response from the last video. Make sure you capture this in the same place. All right. So grab a pen and paper if you want, or a Google Doc, a note on your iPhone, whatever it might be. So here are the 4 steps of the framework. Let's start with the first one. You have to identify your core values. And you're thinking to yourself, wait a second, Jim, that's not all that exciting. Identify my core values. But think about this. Back when you were competing, you had values, right? For me, they might have been different from you, but generally you might have valued discipline and work ethic and significance, pride, camaraderie, right? Those are the things that you experience as a competitive athlete. Roy Disney said, it's not hard to make decisions when you know what your values are, right? It's not hard to make decisions when you know what your values are. It helps you make decisions, helps you get unstuck. Here's one of our clients. He said this after learning this. He said, "You helped me solve an enigma that I've been struggling with for 5 years. I will forever be indebted." This is a founder of a neurosurgery practice in Princeton, New Jersey, father of four, published author, philanthropist, amazing guy. Here's another one. This is Alex Urey. He said, "My values are no longer just words on a page, not just buzzwords. I'm realizing the magnitude of the impact of this program on my life. This is the formula. This is what it takes to be better." This, like he says here, my values are no longer just words on a page, not buzzwords. It's important to learn what your values are, because you can end up like this. So this is Bob Bowlesby, is the former commissioner of the Big 12, former athletic director at Stanford and Iowa. I interviewed him for my podcast years ago. And I asked him, what advice would you give your 20-year-old self? And he said, I would try to be more engaged with my kids' day-to-day activities. I would be family first. I would put family first. Typo there. You put family first. Like, do you want to live with that kind of regret? I don't think so. That's why we have to discover our core values. Like, if you don't know your core values, where's this going to put you? Like, in a year, in 5 years, in 10 years, like, where's this going to leave you? What regrets will you have when you look back on a life that wasn't fully lived? I'm talking financially, career, business, money that you want to make, family, balance, health. Like, there's more possible for you. So this 4-step framework, this is the first piece, identifying your core values. Once you do that, once you identify those core values, it unlocks things in you, right? And then the second part is creating what we call aligned goals that align with those values. There's plenty of research out there. Writing down your goals increases your chances of achieving them by 42%. We have more than 6,000 thoughts in our head per day. If your goals are not written down, they get lost in the chaos and the busyness of life. And here's another one of our clients. Here's what he said. He said, "I'm shattering the goals I've set for myself already. I feel pretty much unstoppable. Every aspect of my life has been affected positively." This is what happens when you get clarity on those goals. Here's another one. Jared said, "This system has left me with the clarity I was searching for with my goals, the direction I need to head in many areas, and a tangible plan to get there." I share these with you because I want you to do this work. I want you to understand the value of what you're learning right now. All right. So what are you going to do now? I want you to write down the 3 areas of your life you would most like to improve. Okay. Pause the video, write down the 3 areas of your life you most want to improve. Keep track of these in that same place, that whether it's a journal, Google Doc, note, etc. Okay. Pause the video and do that now. All right. So that's the second part of the 4-step framework, creating aligned goals. And listen, once you do that, once you tether your core values and your vision to these goals, you start unlocking your possibilities and your potential. Okay. A lot of people set goals based upon what's parked in their neighbor's driveway, or they set their goals based upon what they see on social media or what the mass media tells you that you should want. What if you actually had goals? And I'm talking career goals, business goals, money, financial goals, health goals, relationship goals. What if they were based upon what actually drives you deep down internally? That will unlock you to be able to do amazingly hard things. Like, when I was wrestling, I lost 22 pounds in 2.5 days one time to make weight. 22 pounds in 2.5 days. How many people can do that? Not many. But when you're very clear on what you value and what the vision is for your life, it allows you to do hard things. And I make a distinction between hard work and inspired action, right? For me, was it hard work? Yeah, kind of. It's not really fair to call it that, though. It was actually inspired action. Once you get clear, once you have clarity, you can do amazing things. And people are like, "Oh, wow, I can't believe how hard you work." It's like, well, yeah, it's hard work, but I'm driven for it, right? It comes from deep down. It's intrinsic, right? That's when you can be resilient. That's when you can be consistent and focused and disciplined and locked in and find the time that you say you don't have right now. Whenever you get clear on your core values and these aligned goals, you start to understand what you're going to say yes to and what you're going to say no to. That's the biggest thing for a lot of people. It's like, what am I going to say no to? Jim, I got all these priorities. Some of the stuff you have to say no, or not now, or not yet to, because there's this other stuff that's even more important, right? We're helping you with that. The third part is the environment of excellence, right? When I was competing, you had this too. If you were an athlete, teammates, there was accountability, there was coaches, you maybe reading books and watching film, maybe practicing positive self-talk, nutrition, visualization. All of these things are part of the environment, what I call the environment of excellence. They're part of the infrastructure that unlock people like Tom Brady and LeBron James. It unlocked me to go from mediocre, average high school wrestler to one of the best in the country. There's an infrastructure. This is called the environment of excellence. Jim Rohn said you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Muhammad Ali said it's the repetition of affirmations that leads to belief. And once that belief becomes a deep conviction, things begin to happen. Think about that. Like, and go back to this slide here, like visualization, self-talk, right? You think about the average of 5 people you spend the most time with, teammates, coaches, like who are the people you're surrounding yourself with? This is part of your environment of excellence. This is one of our clients, Matt. He was a Division I track athlete. He said this has been life-changing and it happened fast. It was almost instantaneous that things started to click. This is what you're getting. This is what you're learning. This is another guy. He said, my only regret is that I didn't do this 20 years ago. This is Frank Creasy. And so this is the environment of excellence. This is what you're learning. This is the kind of impact that this is going to have on you. Now we're going to make the rubber meet the road starting in the next video. We're going to really start to get granular and help you identify these things. So I want you to think about this. Have you ever had a plan, but then things started to happen that they just throws you off the plan, right? Kids get sick, car breaks down, global pandemic happens, right? You have to have a plan for follow through. This is the fourth and final piece. You have to have a plan to follow through. This is a clear plan to be consistent, regardless of what curveballs life throws at you, right? You have to have a system to achieve clarity on what's next, to break through the mediocrity, to maximize your potential. I didn't invent this stuff. It was a process. I told you this. It was a painful one, like I told you, but it changed my life and the lives of so many men that it's my mission to share it with as many people as possible. And that's why I'm sharing this with you right now. So you might be thinking to yourself, yeah, but will this actually work for me? Jim, my situation's different. Here's the deal. You might be thinking, this may have worked for me as an athlete, but, is it going to create the kind of clarity and focus and consistency and balance that I want in the real world? Or maybe you're thinking, I didn't have this as an athlete, right? I didn't achieve my potential as an athlete. I didn't have this environment. I didn't have the right coaches and right teammates. But you see it. You see it in my life story. You see it in the Tom Brady's and LeBron James of the world. You can probably see it in certain areas of your life, right? And these are people who it's worked for, right? I've shared with you some of these guys. I think all of these guys so far, right? Guys like you. Here's another one. This is a text message I got. Eric said, just wanted to shoot you a message. This was exactly what I needed to get things back on track. It was awesome. It's awesome to see the changes I've been making paying off so quickly. Huge changes happen so quickly for Eric. This is another one. This system took lots of different ideas that I had and goals that I wanted to accomplish and gave them a true foundation. 2 months in, and my life is on a very positive trajectory. Like, this stuff works. And you might be thinking, maybe I should be able to do this on my own, right? Listen, guys think that, especially athletic-minded men. Right? I was a wrestler, individual sport athlete. Very easy for me to think, I got to be able to do this on my own. Nope, you can't. You can't. Sure, certainly you get to a certain level on your own. Yeah, that's fine. Great. If you're fine with that, kill the video, go off on your own. And if you're fine with whatever level you're at, this is not the course for you. If you're operating at a high level and there's greater potential in you, that's what we're here to do. That's what we're here to unlock, right? You're not going to do that on your own. These are some of the greatest of all time at what they did. They wouldn't have become the greatest athletes of all time without a coach, without teammates, without people pushing them. And they don't even just have, football and basketball and baseball and hockey coaches. They have mindset coaches. They have nutrition coaches. They have strength and conditioning coaches. What about you? Like, do you have these people in your life? Arnold Schwarzenegger, this is a great quote. He said, you can call me anything you want. You can call me Arnold. You can call me the Austrian oak. You can call me Schwartzy, but don't ever call me a self-made man. This guy found success in every area of his life, right? In bodybuilding, in movies, in acting, in politics, in business. He's not a self-made man. He'll tell you that, right? Listen, you read the books, listen to the podcast, none of it sticks. You have to have a plan, a framework to make this stick. So talked about what we're going to cover here today. The origins of the Reveal Path framework. We covered that. Talked to you about the 4 pillars. We covered that. Now we're going to talk about action steps. The productive pause, a short period of focused reflection around specific questions that leads you to clarity of action and peace of mind. What are the 3 areas you most want to improve in your life, right? That's the question I asked you earlier. I want you to comment below, right? There's a post below that goes over to the main discussion in the forum, in the community. Comment below, what are those areas in your life you want to most improve? You can see what others have posted there as well. I want you to take action on this, all right? In summary, we covered 3 things: the origins, the 4 pillars, and the action steps. You know what to do. If you want to leave a testimonial, go ahead and leave a testimonial and win. You have an opportunity to win special prizes. Share this course. Let others in on the movement. Let others in on this and unlock them as well. And don't forget to claim your free coaching session. Go to jimharshawjr.com/free call. And again, Thomas Edison, if we did what we are truly capable of, we would astound ourselves. You are going to astound yourself. All right. In the next video, we're going to really start making the rubber meet the road. So click the little green box. Check this one off. I'll see you in the next video. Hey, it's Jim. Here we are back with the next lesson. Today's where the rubber meets the road. I need you to really hone in and focus here today. Like this is the most important work that you'll ever do in your life. And you might be saying, Jim, that doesn't make any sense. I've got much more important things to do than this. No, you don't. Here's why. When you do this work, all of that other stuff becomes more doable, right? Whether it's, I want to get, closer with my wife. I want to spend more time with my kids. I want to double my income. I want to build my business. I want to start that side hustle. I want to run the marathon, lose the 20 pounds, whatever it is. All of that will be more possible because of this work. We first have to get clear. Like I talked about in the first video, the Tom Brady's of the world, the LeBron James of the world, myself when I was competing as an athlete, yourself when you were competing as an athlete, like success was very clear. We have to get that kind of clarity of what success looks like for you, what's next for you, so that you can actually start allocating your resources toward executing that vision. Okay. If you made it to this point, your challenge is not work ethic, right? It's simply getting clear on what's next for you and unlocking you so you know how to allocate your time and your energy and your resources. Okay. I mean, if you feel like you're, like I said before, going 100 miles an hour all day long, getting 100 things done, but not really moving the needle in your life, this is the productive pause work that is absolutely critical for you to get to your next step, for you to unlock what's possible. This is a super exciting exercise, so I'm excited to dive in. So let's go. All right, so here we go, crafting your vision for your life. So there's 3 things we're going to cover here today. Number 1, of course, crafting your vision. I'm going to walk you through that process. Number 2, extracting your values. We're not just going to come at this head on and say, hey, what do you value? Because it's just, you really don't get the depth of the answer. You really don't know kind of exactly. You kind of like, well, I think I value this. I think I value these things. We're actually going to do the work and we're going to extract these values from you. And then the third thing is I'm going to give you some action steps. We're going to start with this quote from Larry Page, co-founder of Google. With a healthy disregard for the impossible, people can do almost anything. With a healthy disregard for the impossible. That includes you. You can do almost anything. Like think about the limiting beliefs you have. And now realize this, there are unconscious, subconscious limiting beliefs also, right? So we're going to unlock both the conscious and the unconscious, subconscious limiting beliefs so we can have a healthy disregard for the impossible, right? Think about anybody who's won an Olympic gold medal. To be honest, that's pretty ridiculous to think about, right? That's impossible. Well, they didn't think it was impossible. If they felt it was impossible, do you think they would have won an Olympic gold medal? Think about yourself. Right. Whenever, if you've, whatever the biggest, most amazing goal you've ever achieved, you had to think at some level that it was possible. You have to have a healthy disregard for the impossible. And that's what we're going to be working on today. I want you to carry that thought into your mind as we approach this exercise today. Really, really important. Okay. My goal, like I said, is to talk to you like a friend or a family member. I'm giving you my best stuff. My friends and family members or maybe you right now watching this. I'm putting everything into here so you can unlock yourself and we can take you to the next level, help you get that clarity that you're looking for. Here's an example of somebody who we helped unlock. And this is Patrick Hogan, lives in New Jersey. He said, I'm in a rhythm where I'm firing on all cylinders. This is only the beginning. Make sure you follow me on all the different platforms. You can find my podcast, Success for the Athletic Minded Man, on any podcast platform, of course, on YouTube. And you can follow me on Instagram, follow me on X. Just search for Jim Harshaw, and you'll find me on any of those platforms for more exclusive content there from me. And share this course, right? Who do you know? Who's that one other person you know? Maybe that group of people that you interact with, maybe that you work out with, or you're in your fantasy football league with, or whoever it might be, right? Share this with them. School.com/RYP free. And make sure you claim your free one-on-one coaching session. Go to jimharsherjr.com/free call. And the premium program of this includes everything you're getting now, plus group coaching, virtual coffees with me where you can pick my brain, ask me anything. We can help you get the clarity you really need. If you have any more questions about any of these exercises, you get courses from world-class coaches, live Q&A sessions with me and leading experts. You get access to purchasing one-on-one coaching. It's all $97 a month. I literally tried to make this a no-brainer price. You can cancel anytime. It's free at level 7. So make sure you check this out. And of course, there's literally zero risk. 14-day money-back guarantee. No questions asked. If you're like, it's not for me. Yeah, you can have your money back. No big deal. So, and now listen, this is the most important video in the entire course. You've made it to this point. Watch this entire video. Don't skip ahead. Pro tip, watch the video in 2x speed. You can fast forward, go a little bit faster through it, and then come back, watch anything you might need a second time or slow it down when you need to. And of course, if you're on the school platform, which is the best place to watch this, you can click that checkbox on the top right so that you can track your progress as you go along here, and go to school.com/RYP free to get access to this. And maybe you're watching this on YouTube or somewhere else. Get it in the community, and it's so much better. This is just better done with the community. All right. So like I said, here's what we're going to cover: crafting your vision. So let's get into that. I'm going to do this. I'm going to take you over into the free school community, and you just click on the classroom and click on Reveal Your Path Light and go to day 3. And what you're going to find is the exercise right here. Okay. Now, here's the deal. This is a Google Doc. So whenever you click on it, it's going to come up like this. Now, it might actually come up if you're not signed into Google. I'm going to open this in an incognito window. So it might show up like this. All right. It'll say request edit access or sign in. Don't request edit access because we can't give it to you. This is the template, right? Everybody has access to this. So if we give you access and you're typing on it, everybody in the world who accesses this will see it. So what you're going to do is either sign in, like if you have a Google account, most people do. If you don't, create one, it's free. And then you'll be able to go down to make a copy. All right, I'll show you that in a second. But if you don't, you can always just download it as a Microsoft Word. You can download it as a PDF. You can print it out if you prefer. But once you're logged into your Google account, I would suggest just go in here, click File, make a copy. And once you make a copy, delete the copy of in the beginning, and then put your name here. I would just just like that, right? So you have access to this exercise, and you can find it and name it whatever you want, but definitely give it a name. Okay. So this is the first exercise, and it's one question, really important question, but it's one question. And the question is this: what does your ideal vision of your life look like? Now, here's how we approach this. Here's a way to sort of get out of your own head and think about this. Suppose in solutions-focused therapy, there's something called the miracle question, and it goes like this. Suppose you woke up tomorrow morning, and by some miracle, everything you ever wanted, everything good you could ever imagine for yourself had actually happened, and your life is exactly the way you wanted it. What does that look like? Listen, I'll keep reading here, and then I'm going to give you some ad lib a little bit on this here. So think of this as the 10x version of your life. What is your life like? What's your morning like? Where do you live? Where do you work? What's your day and evening like? What does it feel like inside? How are you different? Note, this is not sipping Mai Tais on the beach somewhere. If that's you, you're probably in the wrong program, right? If you're like, man, I just want to sit on the beach all day and not do anything, this program is not for you. You can click X and remove yourself from the community, and this is not the place for you. This is your ideal typical day, your typical day living your miracle life, okay? So you wake up tomorrow morning, everything is absolutely amazing. And here's what a lot of people ask me: is it in my current job, Jim? No. It doesn't matter. You tell me. Is this the most amazing job you could ever imagine? The job that you have right now, or the business you have right now? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't know. what is the 10x version of what today's life looks like? Maybe you're in sales and you're making, I don't know, I'm going to pick a round number, $100,000, and you work like 60 hours a week, and you work late into the evenings and you travel, and you're like, man, I don't want to travel. I work too many hours. I want to make a lot more money. So your ideal version of your life is not, I make $120,000 and instead of working 60 hours a week, I only work 50 hours a week. And life is just like a little bit better. I have better balance. No. That is not what we're looking for. Like, it's blow it out of the water. Like, here's what would be amazing, Jim. I'm not working for this company. I'm working for the competitor. I'm in a leadership role. I've doubled or tripled or quadrupled my income. I'm making $200,000, $300,000, $400,000. I work 30 to 40 hours a week. I've got a team who I've outsourced things to. I delegate it to them. They run a lot of things. They're taking my calls. Calls are filtered before they come to me. My email inbox is managed by my virtual assistant, and they handle it. Like, what does that life look like? Like, what time do you wake? Like, what's your life like? What is your morning like? I wake up at 5 a.m. or maybe it's like, maybe I wake up at 8 a.m. I don't know, whatever. I go to bed at this time with my wife, and, we watch a show together, and we wake up and we work out together, or maybe, I don't know what that is for you, but you do. Right. And you may not get this in the first stab. Where do you live? Where do you work? Maybe you're living in the same house. Maybe not. Maybe it's the same house, but it's renovated. Maybe it's in a totally different community. Maybe it's a beach house or a mountain house. Like, what does that look like? What does your day look like? Maybe you're like, I don't know exactly what that job is, Jim. That's what I'm here to try to figure out. Maybe you're just not clear. Tell me this, though. You can answer this. What kind of work are you doing? Is it meaningful work? Is it work with a certain type of person or certain type of company, certain type of organization? Do you work in an office with a bunch of other people? Do you work in a city? Do you work from home? What does that look like for you? I don't know. What does your evening look like? What does it feel like inside? Are you working out? Are what's your nutrition like? What are your relationships like with your friends? Like, what are the kind of vacations you're planning right now? All right. So let me just show you real quickly kind of how my vision came true for my life. I'm going to switch over to my phone, actually. So years ago, when I first did this exercise for myself, I envisioned myself having my own business, getting to love and serve people, working from home, from a beautiful home office, having the abundance that I want in my life, having the freedom and flexibility that I want in my life, and making good money doing that. And guess what? Here I am, sitting in my beautiful, amazing home office and getting to do that, right? Getting to do exactly what I set out to do. But I didn't have that clear vision at first. I had to work on it. I had to work on it just like you do. And it takes time, it takes an investment, but it is all worth it when you get to live like you want to live, when you get to create the life and the lifestyle that you want and the kind of income that you want. And it doesn't just happen by default, right? It doesn't just happen by working harder. Right? Let's make sure you're working harder on the right things. And that's what this exercise, that's what this whole program is about. And, whenever you get here, whenever you get to whatever that level is for you, you're going to have to create a new one, right? I've since created a new one. I've leveled up, and you will too. And I talk to all my clients all the time, and they're like, well, Jim, I've hit that goal. I've reached that vision. Now here's the next thing. And we go back and we refresh this vision, and we're going to do the same thing with you. So let's go ahead and dive back into my computer. So now, as you approach this exercise, I want you to really put some thought into this. Don't try to get it perfect. It's never going to be perfect. Don't ever try to get it perfect. Just get some thoughts down on it. I encourage you to just do a brain dump right now, put it away, come back to it in a couple of days, refresh it, revise it. Your unconscious mind will be working on this while you sleep, while you're doing other exercises, while you're interacting with your family, et cetera, while you're at work, and you'll start seeing things. Oh, I want more of that. I want less of that. And you're going to craft this out. Okay. So the mistake I see some people doing is they make it like a paragraph or 2 paragraphs, right? No. Brain dump on this, and it can be in bullet point fashion, however you want. And this is just an example, right? And so this sample is down below. There's a link here, so you can see how and somebody might fill this out, right? This is just for a hypothetical person. I wake up at 5:30 a.m. I feel how do you feel? I feel refreshed. And, I head out for a run. I'm training for the Boston Marathon. My morning includes meditation and journaling. What are you eating? What are you driving? About your business. You get home, time with my family, dinner, all of this, right? You're going, planning this vacation, etc. So once you're done with that, then the second question is, what might an outside person think that you value? What would somebody else who would read this, what would they think that you value? Or what do you think kind of reading this from a third person perspective? I encourage you to come up with just some individual value words. If you want some help, you can click on this link here and it'll have a list of, a couple hundred value words here. You might be like utility or sincerity or generosity, who knows, like whatever words resonate with you. Okay. Pick those out, pick a handful, 3, 5, 6, 8 words. If you want some more help, this is kind of fun. Copy and paste this into this prompt. This is an AI prompt, and you can use Coach Jim AI, and this is an AI version of me, right? It's not really me, but it's a trained AI that is trained on all of my podcast episodes, all of my content, all my teaching, all of my coaching. So all you have to do is copy and paste this prompt. All right. And by the way, the first time you click on that, you'll probably have to put in your name and email. But once you're in, you copy this prompt over here. All right. Copy, paste. And where it says add your response here, all you're going to do is take your response, right? Whatever you typed here, just select it and copy and paste it over there. Copy and come over here and delete this out and just paste it right there. Right. All you do, hit the submit button. You wait a second here and it's going to spit out several. This one says provide 5 values that you might think that I have. You can make 3. You could say 3 or 5 or 10 or however many you want. Some of those may resonate with you. Some of those may not. They may be totally different. They may be totally irrelevant for you. And so it gave, here's some here. It gave me health and fitness, personal growth, family and relationship, and it gives you a little explanation of why. And so this is just a start, right? This is just it's a thinking tool. All right. So that is what you're going to do for this first exercise. Very important exercise, fun to do. Don't overthink this. Don't try to, make it perfect because you won't. All right. So here's your action item. All right. So we talked about crafting your vision, extracting your values was the second part that we talked about there. And your action steps is actually to go do this, right? The secret to success, as you well know by now, is the productive pause. This is your short period of focused reflection around these specific questions I'm giving you. It's going to lead to clarity of action and peace of mind. All right. Do this exercise now. When you're done, comment below. And again, if you're in the school community doing this, you'll use this. You'll click on this and you make a comment. And this is part of the actual community discussion that takes place over here in the main part of the page here as well. All right. So those are your action items right now. In summary, what do we cover? Very simple. Craft your vision. Simple, but not easy, I should say. Extracting your values and then the action steps. As always, leave a testimonial. If you're getting value from this, leave a testimonial. I have special giveaways and prizes for those who do. And share this course. Who do you know who needs this and would benefit from this? And by the way, I'm going to end with this. With a healthy disregard for the impossible, people can do almost anything. Remember that quote. We started with that. I want you to go into this exercise thinking about this quote, a healthy disregard for the impossible. Don't limit yourself when you craft your ideal day. All right, here we go. Let's get to work. I'll see you in the next video. Here we go. Day 4. Listen, you're making the rubber meet the road right now. This is absolutely critical, important work. If you want to unlock your potential, you want to maximize your potential, you want to get clarity on what's next for you, this is critical work. And listen, I didn't invent this stuff. I told you earlier on in one of the first videos, like I discovered this or I rediscovered this. Like I lived this in my life when I was competing as an athlete. I've now lived this in the real world and it's transformed my life and it's transforming yours right now as we speak. There's science behind all of this. I mean, if you just Google this, it's pretty easy to find. There's an article and this is the NIH, National Institutes of Health. And they're talking about, where was it? I just had it highlighted here a second ago. Here it is. A behavior will hold greater subjective value to the degree that it's related to one's core values and sense of self. Okay. So we're identifying your core values and the behaviors that you do after this, the goals that you set, the habits, the routines, all tether back to the work that you're doing right now. Like this is the foundation. And we built your whole life is built off of this. All right. I mean, if you just Google this, you'll find all kinds of great research and information on this. Here's another one, recent paper, University of Wisconsin, suggesting a sense of purpose in life provides immense benefits. That's what we're identifying. Like, what is your purpose? What are your values? What are you here for? What do you live for? What are the things that drive you intrinsically so you can bring your best self to the world? Here's another one here. Goals involve values. Like, effective goals base themselves on high values and ethics. Like, what drives you? What do you values? What are your ethics? What are the things that you care about most? And that's exactly the work that we're doing here. All right. So let's jump into this exercise here. So day 4, what do you really want here? And this is a super fun exercise. I hope you had fun with that last one, expanding kind of what's possible for you. This is another fun exercise. This one's a little bit easier than the last one's pretty hard. That really ideal day. And it's kind of challenging to craft. And so go back, work on that, cover that again. Don't try to make it perfect. All right. So today we're working on the $1 billion question. We're going to extract your values and then identify action steps from this. And the quote I want to start out with today is from Morgan Freeman. He said, one of the things you can always depend on, this is one of the truths of the universe, whatever we decide we want to do is what we do. Think about that. Whatever we decide, whatever you decide you want to do is what you do. Like, decide that you want greatness. Decide that you want that next thing, that vision you crafted for your life. Decide that you want that. That is what you'll do. The behaviors, the habits, the routines, the goals that you set will be based upon that. All right. It's up to you. This is a choice. All right. My goal, like I said, is to talk to you like a friend or a family member. I'm bringing my best self, my best knowledge, my best wisdom to this, and all my heart to this as well. Here's some results that others are getting. Tim Lynch said, this has been enlightening. I now have a plan and there's a path to follow to get there. How good would that feel to you? You have a plan and you know the path. As a matter of fact, Tim, when we were at our retreat, I do an annual retreat, and you're invited now. Our retreat, Tim said, what did he say? He said, at one point, he said, I can't believe, he just said this sort of out loud, thinking out loud. He says, I can't believe I get to be part of something like this. It's a bunch of high-performing people thinking big and helping each other, guiding each other, loving each other, and just doing amazing things, setting off to do amazing things. If you want more content from me, find my podcast. Just Google Jim Harshaw, search for Jim Harshaw. It's Success for the Athletic-Minded Man. Used to be called Success Through Failure. But either way, you'll find it on any podcast platform. Find me on YouTube, like, subscribe, comment to things on the podcast and on YouTube, Instagram, X. Of course, you can find me there as well. And share this course. You know people who need this, who would love this, who would just eat this up, and who this would transform their lives. Be sure you claim your free one-on-one coaching session. Go to jimharshawjr.com/free call, and make sure you take advantage of the premium version of this. You get group coaching, you get virtual coffee with me, you get courses from world-class coaches, live Q&A sessions with leading experts, access to purchase one-on-one coaching. No brainer, $97 a month, cancel anytime, and you get a 14-day money back guarantee. I mean, come on. This is a no-brainer. Take advantage of it. If you really want to level up, you really want to get to your next level. Warning, this is the most important video in the entire course. You got to this point, lock in here. Watch the entire video. Don't skip ahead. You can watch it at 2x speed. Pro tip there. Take advantage of that. You can watch it in 2x speed, 1.5 speed. Come back and watch it again if you need to. Make sure you track your progress by clicking the checkbox, and make sure you're using this on the app. You can do it on your phone. You can do it on the web app, but it's school.com/RYP free. Make sure you take advantage of that. All right, here's what we're going to cover. The $1 billion question. Let's go over to the $1 billion question. Let me just show you exactly what this looks like. So if you go into the classroom and you're going to go to day 4, $1 billion question, and all your resources are right here at the bottom. Here's a short description of it. Here is what you're going to do. You're going to click on this, open up the $1 billion question, and you're going to copy this over into the one that you made last time. All right. So from the last video, you made your own Google Doc or Word document, however you did it. You can either, what I would recommend is copy this over and then just paste it into there. So if you were back in the last one, let's see, crafting number 3. If you did this, right, crafting your vision, you just come over here, scroll to the bottom, wherever it is that you finished. Let's say here's an example, right? I'll go to the example one. So if you go here, imagine this is what you already created. You go to the bottom here and then just hit paste. All right, so I'm pasting question number 2. Now I can go right into here and do the work. All right, so I'm going to exit out of that so I don't confuse myself with too many tabs being open here. And all right, this is your $1 billion question. Very simple question. If you were given $1 billion and you could do anything you want with it, what would you do? Here's probably your initial response, or some people's initial response. I wouldn't do anything. I wouldn't change a whole lot. I would just, get a new house and, pay off my parents' house or something like that, right? And then maybe I would top off my kids' education funds. Okay, maybe I would buy this amazing truck that I just want to buy, or I would buy a house on every continent. But other than that, no big deal. I really wouldn't do it. It wouldn't really change anything, And then it's like, actually, I would probably give about 900 million, because what are you going to do with $1 billion? I give 900 million to these different charities, like these top 3 charities, or I don't know, maybe you're going to invest it into some other businesses, like whatever it might be, like all of those things that kind of start going through your head. They're going to tell us what you value. They're going to tell us what you actually want in your life and what you want from your life, right? So all those ways, also those different ways that you would spend that money, those are going to tell us different things about you. All right. So I want you to put some thought into this, and you can see an example of how somebody might complete this exercise. Again, you can come down here, click on the $1 billion exercise example, and this is what somebody might say. Right. So you're going to write that, whatever that means for you, whatever that looks like for you. I wouldn't look at this until you complete your own first. So do it on your own. Then if you want to kind of look at the example, just brain dump, bullet points, shorthand. Don't worry about grammar. Don't worry about punctuation. Just get some stuff down here, and then step back and go, what would somebody think that I value based upon what I wrote there? And then after that, if you want to use the AI prompt, there's another AI prompt here. You can copy this and go over to the CoachVox link. And I'm going to have that link here. I got to update that link and put it in here. But let me pull that open for you right now and show you exactly what this is going to look like. So Coach Jim AI, you'll click the link in, you're going to click the link in your document. Where's that at? It's here. So I'm going to have this hyperlinked by the time you actually get to it. And you're just going to put in this. You can put in the prompt, delete out my part, copy and paste in your part, whatever you wrote. Just put that in where it says add your response here, right at the bottom, paste it, hit enter, and it's going to spit out some values, right? Again, you can set this to give you 5 values, 10 values, 3 values, whatever you want, but it's just another thinking tool, a brainstorming tool to help you complete this exercise thoroughly. All right. Again, you're going to have the link to your core values here if you want to use that. It has a list of a couple hundred values. So check that out. But either way, invest in this, put some time into this. Don't put a ton of time. Don't try to get it perfect. Have fun with this. Have fun. And then when you're done, again, over in school, just like we did on the last question, we're going to have a link right down here to the discussion. All right. So it's going to be right down at the bottom, and it'll be a discussion. It'll be a different question, and engage in the discussion with the rest of the community there. All right. Have fun with this. Get after it. And so just like I told you before, we talked about the $1 billion exercise, extracting your values, the action steps, secrets to success. It's the productive pause. It is this right now, not checking your inbox, not checking your phone, not going to social media, not any of the other minutia and the busyness that keeps you busy all day, going from one thing to another to another. This is the actual work that will change your life. This is the productive pause. So complete the $1 billion question now. Comment below. I'll have that comment set up. So whenever you get in there, you're going to be able to just click that comment, that discussion below, and start communicating with the rest of the community there. All right. Go to jimharshawjr.com/testimonial to leave a testimonial. I give away prizes and different giveaways. And make sure you share this, right? Who do you know? Who do you know who needs this, who wants this? Also, make sure you take advantage of your free call. That's also linked down below, jimharshawjr.com/free call. Remember what Morgan Freeman said. One of the things you can always depend on, and this is one of the truths of the universe, whatever we decide we want to do is what we do. Decide that you want this. Decide that you want an even better life. Decide that you want to go from good to great. All right, let's get to work. I'll see you in the next video. At day 5, we're building to a crescendo. You're doing the work now, and you're going to get results because you're doing this work. And I just wanted to show you a page that we have where we actually have a bunch more video testimonials coming here. These are from taken at our retreat. These are just testimonials from people who have gone through the program over the years, and they just keep on going. And I have a lot that aren't even on here as well. So there's just so many people who this has changed their lives, and they're guys just like you. And you might say, yeah, but my situation's this or my situation's that. It doesn't matter. This framework will work for you. But I actually just got off a call with a new one-on-one coaching client, and this is the last slide deck in the slide deck that we shared. Do the work. You have to do. If you do the work, amazing things happen. If you don't, we can't do your push-ups for you. We can't want it. I can't want it more than you. So if you do this work, you will be saying things like these, right? If you don't do the work, I guarantee you will not be saying those things. All right. So let's get into today's exercise. And this one is called the funeral exercise, or the funeral question. And what we talk about here today is this. Sorry, get this thing out of the way. Number 1, the funeral question. We're going to go through the funeral question. Number 2, extract your values. Number 3, action steps. All right. I wanted to start with this quote. It's unknown. It's been attributed to a lot of different people, but the definition of hell is this: your last day on earth, the person you became meets the person you could have become. Think about that. The definition of hell is on your last day on earth, the person you became meets the person you could have become. What is possible for you? What is your potential? Like, you know, you're leaving too much on the table in life right now. You know, you're busy being busy, right? You're getting 100 things done, but you're not really moving the needle in your life. You know, there's more potential inside of you. You feel like you know the clock. I mean, the clock's ticking, you know. They say the days are slow, but the years go fast, right? And the years are going by, and you know the clock is ticking. There's no time left for you to underperform. So let's not let this be you. My goal, as always, is to talk to you like a friend or family member. I'm giving you my best stuff here. And here's another example of one of my amazing clients who got amazing results. My values and goals are no longer just words on a page, not just buzzwords. I'm realizing the magnitude of the impact of this program on my life. This is the formula. This is what it takes to be better. And this stuff works. He did the work. He invested. He did the work. And you are too. Make sure you follow me on my podcast, subscribe to the podcast, Success for the Athletic Minded Man, or just search Jim Harshaw on any platform, YouTube, Instagram, X, for more exclusive content there. And we get to interact there as well. Make sure you share the course. You know who needs this. You know someone in your life who needs this. So give it a share, and also claim your free one-on-one coaching session, jimharshawjr.com/free call. You can also find that link down below. And in the premium program, you get access to group coaching, coffee with me, virtual coffee courses with world-class coaches, live Q&A sessions with leading experts, access to purchase one-on-one coaching. And it's a no-brainer of a price, $97 a month, cancel anytime. You get a 14-day money-back guarantee. So go to school.com/RYP. That's for Reveal Your Path. And warning, this is the most important video in the entire course. Watch the entire video. Don't skip ahead. You've made it this far. Let's keep this rolling and build to the crescendo of bringing you the clarity and crystallizing things for you that are going to unlock everything that's possible inside of you. Pro tip, watch this video at 2x speed. If you want to get through it a little bit quicker, come back and slow things down, rewatch it where you need to. Make sure when you're done, click that checkbox to track your progress. And of course, you can do that in the school app on your phone or on the desktop. just log in. You go to school.com/RYP free, or RYP if you're in the premium program. And here's what we're going to cover. Like I said, the funeral question. We're going to start with that, and then extracting your values and action steps. So let's jump right over into the school platform. You go to school, go to classroom, go to day 5, funeral question, scroll down, grab the funeral exercise, click on this, open it up, and all you're going to do is copy and paste it. Okay, this one's a little bit longer here. Copy, shift copy here, and then go to your existing exercise wherever you already stopped working. The last one, the $1 billion question, just paste this at the bottom, paste this in right at the bottom. And we are now on question number 3. Here we go, right here. All right, now this is where we're going to start. So that's how you're going to copy this over. So you have everything in one place, right? Keep it simple, put it all in one place. Maybe whether you did it on a Google Doc or a Word doc, or you download, print it out, that's fine too. But here's how you fill this out. I'm going to be upfront with you in the beginning here. This actually is a really tough exercise. It's not easy. This is one that you're going to have to really put some thought into. It's a little tough to think about it. You might get a little teared up at times. That's the point. That's the purpose. So again, don't overthink this. Let's get through it. Imperfect action is better than perfect inaction. All right. I love that quote. Imperfect action is better than perfect inaction. So let's get to this. When the day comes for you to meet your maker and your closest family and friends gather to hear your eulogy, what would you want them to say? All right. So your closest family member, who's that going to be for you? It might be a spouse, sibling, or otherwise. What's their name? What would you want them to say? Is this what they would say today? Yes or no? What do you think that they would say? And then again, what values might you identify? Like a third person observer, what might they identify that you value? All right. So we can go in here and look at an example. Once again, just open the example here and you can say, you can see what someone wrote. And this is just an example of what somebody might write. And, it's a paragraph, it's a few sentences, right? It doesn't have to be super long. And is this what they would say? Yes or no? Sometimes, I'm so busy, I don't always get to live this way, et cetera, et cetera. And then what are the values that you would extract from that? Okay. So you're going to go through and do this for your closest family member, your best friend, a colleague whom you most respect, someone you admire. This might be someone you know or you saw in a movie one time, or a fictitious character, or somebody who's real who you've never met, your hero, whoever it might be, right? Arnold Schwarzenegger, I think, is a great one. He's succeeded in multiple different areas. So I think it's just sort of a great example. Obviously, he's got his flaws like all of us. But and then here's another one for me. Jesus Christ is a great response here. But you can, of course, put whoever you want. Right? So this is just sample information. No one's in particular, but you can use that as an example to look at as you complete yours. All right. So again, you can use the AI prompt, and this will be hyperlinked, or you can just go to coachjimai.com, and I'll just put it there now. And if you click on this, it'll take you over to Coach Jim AI. And oops, I think the hyperlink just did not work. So I'm just going to click on it this way, and I'll make sure that correct link is there whenever you're accessing this. But again, I've already written out the prompt. You don't have to do any thinking. I'm completing the funeral exercise and reveal your path. Below are my responses. Provide 5 values. Right? You can make it 3 values. You make it 10, whatever you want. Right? Copy and paste it over to here. And again, at the bottom here, it says copy and paste all of the above here. So you're going to paste everything. So let's say this was yours. You're going to just copy all of this. Okay. Just copy it all. Keep this simple. Just delete that and paste it right over top and submit it. And it's the same thing as it did for the last ones. It's going to spit out some values, and now you're going to have values for each one of these. And you don't want to go too deep on this. You don't want to get 10 values for each of these, but 3 or 4 good ones, 2, 3 or 4 good ones is better than getting a ton of these. So you don't want to overthink this. Don't want to overdo this. Keep it simple. And this is the last really heavy, deep writing exercise, and it's a good thing because this one's hard. I'm going to tell you, this is most important work you will ever do in your life, because everything that you want your life to be stems from the work we're doing right now. Invest in this. Don't make it perfect. Invest in it. Dump down a rough draft right now. Come back, fill in the gaps a day or two from now if you want to clean this up, or do it this morning and then come back and clean it up at another time later today. But that's it for this exercise. All right. The secret to success is the productive pause. Make sure that's what we're doing right now. These are productive pause questions. So complete the funeral exercise. There's going to be a comment down below. Make sure you comment and participate in the community. In the summary here, we covered the funeral question, extracting your values. Now your action step is to go do the work, right? Leave a testimonial. If you're getting value out of this, leave a testimonial. Have a chance to win special prizes. Share this with a friend. Share this with a colleague. Share this with family members, and take advantage of your free one-on-one coaching session. Go to jimharshawjr.com/free call. And remember, the definition of hell is your last day on earth. The person you became meets the person you could have become. That's not going to happen to you because you're here and you're doing the work. Let's get to work. I'll see you in the next video. We are on day 6 already, and you might be thinking to yourself already, man, this has been a lot of work. And it has been a lot of work. This is the best work you can ever do in your life. I don't know what else I can tell you to make sure to get you to continue this process, this journey. You are almost at the end. Today's exercise is actually really easy. And all the work that you've done to this point is bringing us to a crescendo where we're going to be able to crystallize what is next for you. We're going to build everything else that you do moving forward off of the work that we've done so far. So keep up the good work, stay the course. There's light at the end of the tunnel now. And so today's exercise, simple, easy. So here's what we're going to do in today's exercise. Today's exercise is about unlocking insights based on all of the work that you've done so far to this point. Okay. So you've done a lot of work, and here's what we're going to cover. What did you learn about yourself? What have you learned about yourself so far through the work that you've done to here? Now, listen, you may have done all this work in like a day or two. I don't know, which is awesome. If you want to fast forward through it, great. If it's taking you a little longer, don't drag your feet. Get this done. All right. So what did you learn about yourself? And then we're just going to take some action steps after that. So here's a quote from Jerry Rice, NHL and NFL Hall of Famer. He said, "Today I will do what others won't, so tomorrow I can do what others can't." Are you willing to do what others won't? How many people do you think do this kind of work? Not very many. How many people do you think actually work on themselves? Now, I'm not talking about like reading books or watching YouTube videos or listening to podcasts. Everybody does that. It's the elite few that invest in this kind of work, that would do what others won't, so tomorrow you can do what others can't. You are among the elite few who's gotten to this point. My goal is always to talk to you like a friend or a family member. That's who you are to me on the other line of this, on the other end of this camera that I'm looking at right now. I don't know you personally, probably, unless you are a friend or family member who I've sent this to. But I hope to get to know you soon, and I hope to get to meet you in the community. Results. This is Rich Lang. He said, "Since I started the program 4.5 months ago, my financial goal has already gone up twice because I hit those goals. My limiting beliefs have been broken down. My number has actually gone up 300%. I don't know what else to tell you. This is the results you get. This is 4.5 months in. He set a financial goal, hit it. Set another financial goal, hit it. Now he's setting another one. He does the work, and you are too. So here we go. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast, subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me on Instagram and X for exclusive content there. Just search Jim Harshaw. Share this course. Share it with a friend. Share it with a family member. You know who needs this. Make sure you claim your free one-on-one coaching session, and make sure you jump into the premium community as well. Group coaching, virtual coffee with me, courses from world-class coaches, live Q&A sessions with leading experts, access to purchase one-on-one coaching, $97 a month, cancel at any time, 14-day money-back guarantee, school.com/RYP. The link is also down below there. Warning, this is the most important video in the entire course. Watch the entire video. Don't skip ahead. But pro tip, watch the video in 2x speed, and make sure when you're done, you track your progress, clicking the box. And this is also done best as a community, school.com/RYP free if you're not already watching it there. The secret to success is what? The productive pause. That is what this question is today. Today's the productive pause. I'm actually over in one of my friends' communities, helping him get started. And let's go back over to RYP free. Go to the classroom, go down to unlocking insights. The link is right here. Open the document. One simple question. Copy it. Open the document that you've been using already. Maybe it's, if this one's it, for example, you're just going to paste it right there, or maybe print this out or put it on a Word doc, however you're tracking this. That is where you get this work done. Okay, so now as you complete this exercise, what have you learned during this exercise about yourself regarding what is important to you? Did anything surprise you? Don't half-ass this. You can mail this one in. Don't. This is critical. What have you learned from everything that you've completed so far? If you scroll up on your page, what have you learned through all of this about yourself? What has surprised you? What has not surprised you? What has shown up that you didn't think was going to show up? What didn't show up that you thought would show up? Right. And again, as always, there's an example of what this might look like. It doesn't have to be long, right? Paragraph, couple of paragraphs. That's fine. This is also, since this is such a short exercise, go back and review everything that you've written up above. Scroll to the top of the page, go back and review, read through, type, edit, update, any other thoughts that have kind of bubbled up. Go ahead and take advantage of this time, this light work, this light exercise today, and update, revise, edit, see how things land with you, and then complete question number 4. And this is a critical productive pause, this question. So the secret to success: a short period of focused reflection around specific questions that leads to clarity of action and peace of mind. Complete the unlocking insights exercise now. Comment below, participate in the community, see what others are saying about this. And so, quick summary: what did you learn about yourself? That's the question for today. Take action, fill out that quick discovery exercise, and leave a testimonial and have a chance to win special prizes. Share this with others, reveal your path. School.com/RYP free, and make sure you claim your free one-on-one coaching session. And also, let's end with what Jerry Rice told us. Today, I will do what others won't, so tomorrow I can do what others can't. Do you choose to do that today? This exercise right now is what others won't do. But the best, the elite, do this kind of work. Let's get to work. When you're done, check the box. I'll see you in the next video where we bring this all together. This is exciting. Here we go. All right, welcome to day 7. You've made it to day 7. This has been a long journey, but there's so much good work you've done here. Literally, I've told you before, this is the most important work that you'll ever do in your life. Finish strong. This exercise is about bringing everything that you've done together. If you stop right here, if you don't do day 7, then you will get very, very low. You'll get 50% of the value of all the work that you've done to this point. So finish strong here. This is the work that will bring you clarity, and clarity is required for success. We know that, you know that, you've experienced it before. We've got to get you to a point where you have absolute clarity and what you stand for, what your values are, what the vision is for your life, and what your purpose is in moving forward. What is next for you? I mean, it's going to unlock everything here. This work is required for you to get unstuck, right? For you to maximize your potential. And you're like, maybe you're crushing it, right? Maybe you're making a lot of money, or, you're super, super fit already, but you're just like, there's that next gear in you, that next level. You just keep bumping into that ceiling. You're like, man, I got, 10 hours of work to do in an 8-hour day every single day. And I feel like I'm going 100 miles an hour, getting 100 things done every day, but never really moving the needle. This is the work. This is the work that I had a guy actually go through this recently who he went from 36th in his company in sales. He was in sales. He went from 36th to 4th, 36th to 4th in a month, in 1 month, from this work that you're doing. Right. Plus he lost 10 pounds. He lost 10 pounds on top of that. Right. That was just almost an afterthought, but it was just sort of it was a way of life. It was living his life in accordance to how he wanted to live and the vision that he had for his life. So let's go ahead and get into the work here for today. Day 7, the foundation for success: clarity and consistency for long-term success. isn't about success for today or this week, or success in fits and starts in your life. This is for like long-term success, right? You don't want to be just successful here while you're doing the program. This is for the rest of your life. And here's what we're going to cover today. The most important work you'll ever do in your life is this. This is bringing this together so you can build your goals upon this, and everything else that you're going to do in your life and all the decisions you'll make moving forward. We're going to talk about ranking and grouping the words that we've identified. I'll talk to you more about that here in a minute, and then really crystallizing this down to a something you can take with you, a very clear, crystallized concept that you'll carry with you, hopefully for the rest of your life. And then what are the action steps after this? Here's our quote for today. No one ever drifted to the top. No one ever accidentally became great. All success starts with clarity. That was yours truly, right? All success starts with clarity. Like, you don't just accidentally win an Olympic gold medal. You don't accidentally start an amazing company. You don't accidentally, run a marathon. Like, you start with clarity. There has to be clarity of purpose, clarity of action, peace of mind, knowing I'm headed in the right direction. There are going to be pitfalls, adversities, challenges along the way. That's okay. You have clarity. You will be resilient. You will be consistent. You will be locked in. You will be disciplined. All right. There's my picture in the background. That didn't fade in like the way it was supposed to. We're not going to edit that though. This is real life. All right. My goal is to talk to you again like a family member. I'm just pouring my love and my heart out and everything I've learned over the years of working with amazing people into you and into this video, into this program. Here's just another example of the results that individuals are getting from doing the work that you're doing right now. Rebuild Your Path gave me the foundation to get my priorities aligned and break through a ceiling that I didn't even realize I had put over my own head. This is John Lyons. Think about that. A ceiling you put over your own head. Most of us operate with just these limiting beliefs. Like, we're like a fish in water. We don't even know we're swimming in water. It's just around us and we don't even know, right? There are limiting beliefs that you've built around you, and you're like, yeah, but Jim, yeah, but I can't achieve it because I have this obstacle, this thing in my life. It's like, wait a second, like, there are other people who are not as smart as you, not as competent, not as capable, not as connected, not as educated, whatever it is, who are doing it. Why not you? Why not you? Be sure to follow me on my podcast, Success for the Athletic Minded Man, YouTube, Instagram, X. You can follow me for exclusive content. Just search for my name, Jim Harshaw, and share this course. Send this to your friends, school.com/RYP free. And claim your free coaching session. Go to jimharshawjr.com/free call. That's your one-time one-on-one coaching session. And check out Premium Group Coaching, coffee with me, virtual coffee, courses from world-class coaches, live Q&A sessions with leading experts, access to purchasing one-on-one coaching, $97 per month, cancel anytime, free once you get to level 7, 14-day money-back guarantee. I've talked about this before, no brainer. Now, here's the deal. This is just the first part of an even bigger program, right? Identifying your vision and core values. We talked about that. We talked about the 4 parts of Reveal Your Path. And if you come over into the classroom, you're going to see you will get the remainder of it, and there's going to be bonuses and other things added here if you upgrade into the free premium program, right? Week 2, 3, and 4, the aligned goals, environment of excellence, and follow through. Those are all available in the premium program, all right? So don't miss out on that upgrade. Check it out. You're going to get so much more, and we have such an amazing community over there. Warning: this is the most important video in the entire course. Watch the entire thing. Don't skip ahead. Pro tip: watch the video at 2x speed, and when you're finished, make sure you check that green box to track your progress. And of course, Reveal Your Path is best in a community. That's what the free community or the paid community, RYP free, or just RYP, is the premium community. So here's what we're going to be covering today. Like I said, the most important work that you'll ever do in your life. I talked about this already, so I'm not going to beat this dead horse. Everything that you want to do, whether it's making more money, growing your career, growing your business, starting that side hustle, quitting your job and going all in on your side hustle, losing the 20 pounds, running the marathon, getting closer with God, closer with your wife or your kids or whatever it might, all that stuff is going to happen more because of the work you're doing here today. Period. This is the most important work, right? This is the productive pause that's going to get you there. And then the next thing is ranking and bucketing. All right. I'm going to talk about ranking and bucketing. What do I mean by this? All right. So first of all, let's go back into the community and go into the classroom. crystallization and aligned goals. And so click on the first link here, right? Open this up, open up your document here. And I've already got one open here. I'll duplicate this. And this is what you're looking at. Okay, so you're looking at this exercise. So you can do a Command or Control A, and Command or Control on a Mac. It's Command C, on a PC. It's Control C. Copy that, paste that over into the work you've done already. So this is what kind of you would have completed at this point. Question 4, you're going to come over here and paste it there. Now you're ready to get to work. All right, I'm going to take it off of there, but now you're ready to get to work on this exercise. So what do we mean by ranking your value? We're going to get to ranking and grouping here. So ranking your values, this is the first thing we're going to do. So I'm going to go over to the completed one. All right, so you're going to scroll to the top and you're going to find all of the value words you've got here, right? You've got these ones here. Copy those, come down, and you can just dump them in here anywhere. It doesn't matter for right now. Copy, paste. All right, you're going to come down a little further, scroll down, copy, paste. Copy these and come back down here and paste. And you're just going to keep on doing that the whole way down the page. Just grab the words that you've identified, right? Keep copying them and pasting them down. And you're going to get to the point where you have all of your words there, right? And once you're done with that, you're going to rank these. You're going to pull these up here and then start ranking them. So you might say, for me, family is first, and then maybe it's community, right? Community. Maybe it's wealth, abundance. Whatever other words you've come up with, you're going to bring these up into here. All right. So I don't even know if some of these words, I'm just kind of picking out words out of my head here, but you would bring all these words up here. All right. And as you do, you're going to rank them, and you might be like, you know what, legacy actually should be number 2. So I'm going to go family, I'm going to enter, put legacy there. Okay. Integrity, integrity actually is third, or maybe it's first, right? It's like, okay, I'm going to put integrity first, and you're going to just keep coming down here and grabbing all these. And if you want, you can delete them, so you can cut and paste, right? So you can keep track of which ones you've already used, but you're going to rank them. Now, you might say, man, I don't want to rank all of them. You've got to at least rank the top 10, minimum top 10. Ideally, you rank all of them. So in this example, I give you, there are 29 or 28. Okay. So I've ranked all of these, and your ranking is going to be your ranking. So you're going to take your own words, whatever value words you've discovered, you're going to come down here and rank them. Now, here's the thing. If you get to like community and education, you're like, gosh, which one's 9? Which one's 10? Is it community? Is it education? It doesn't matter, right? We're just talking generally, where should this be? Education, it's in my top 10. Good. Put it at 10. Should it be at 8? Should it be at 12? Should it be at 6? Doesn't really matter, right? You're not being graded on this. When you meet God at the pearly gates, he's not going to say, hey, you put family, second. I really think it should have been first. Actually, he would say you put faith first, of course. But you're not going to be graded on this, right? This is just a worksheet. It can change. Don't worry about perfect. Imperfect action is better than perfect inaction. Okay. So just get these rankings in here, and you're going to have a last one, whatever's last. And that doesn't mean it's not important to you. Whatever's last, that just simply means there's other stuff that's even more important. So don't get caught up in feeling like, but boy, entrepreneurship, adventure, innovation, I love those things. They drive me. It's okay if they end up down towards the bottom of the list. Like whatever it is at the bottom of the list for you, that's totally fine. Don't feel like, gosh, excellence, how can that be 18, man? That must mean I'm not excellent, right? Or I don't believe in excellence, but I do, but wow, education's in the top 10. Don't worry about that. Just get these down, get these done. Okay, that's step 1. Then the next thing you're going to do is bucketing. Okay, so now you're going to start putting these into buckets. So now what you're going to do is, so you've got all these ranked. You're gonna put them into different groups of words. All right. So you might look at this and say, okay, the first group is going to be like it's going to be health and balance and maybe let's see, what else do we have here that's kind of related to health? It's maybe adventure. So it's like health in this sense might be like outdoor activity, right? For you, it's like healthy. It's, helps you feel in balance because you're not working too much. You're doing some fun stuff as well. And there's adventure, right? Next might be, let's say, innovation. It might be innovation, impact, and entrepreneurship. Did I spell that right? Yep, I did. Public typing. And so it's okay, by the way, if some of these words end up in two buckets, all right? But you're going to come down here and start putting them to bucket after bucket after bucket. All your words should be in some bucket, all right? Now you might have 3 or 4 or 5 or 2 or 10 words in a particular bucket. It doesn't really matter. But here's how that might look. You might have a bucket that's like faith, love, kindness, compassion, and another one that says it's like personal growth, education, mentorship, excellence, innovation, entrepreneurship, family, relationships, hospitality, collaboration, health and balance, leadership, impact. Like you can see how you might group these. And by the way, like I said, health or any of these words could be in multiple different categories, right? So it's totally up to you how you group these. Again, informal. Don't get caught up in making this perfect. All right. So that's the second part. That's ranking and then bucketing. And then after that, we're going to get to crystallization, right? This is a really important part. It's fun. Might feel a little tedious, but my goodness, as we go through this exercise, it gets more and more important. Like this is the most important part of this particular exercise, is crystallizing this. So what you're going to do now is to create a memory device. It's called a mnemonic. All right. What is a mnemonic? If you Google it, you'll find all kinds of examples, but a mnemonic is this. It's a device such as a pattern of letters, ideas, or associations that assists in remembering something. All right. For example, if you click on images here, here's a bunch of mnemonics. Like, you might have memorized the planets by this, when you're in school. My very educated mother just served us noodles. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. Okay. So that's an example of a mnemonic. What's another obvious one here? Roy G. Biv, where that one? I think I saw that in here somewhere. But Roy G. Biv is how you remember the rainbow, right? Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. So there's different ways to use mnemonics. And so let me share this with you. Here's some examples of how you're going to take your core values and put them into some kind of mnemonic, some kind of memory device. And here's some examples. You can use an acronym. All right. An acronym would be like this: drive, devotion, recreation, inspiration, virtue, endurance. So each one of these words represents a different bucket. Now you might move your buckets around and reorder them, and that's totally fine. Now here's the catch. Here's the thing that's going to make this a lot easier for you. This guy, his word actually was faith, but thrive isn't a word, right? Drive is a much cooler word. So he changed faith to devotion. So you can do that, right? You can use the thesaurus. Go to thesaurus.com, type in words. You're like, man, I got this almost mnemonic. I got it almost put together, but I got this one word. And I think recreation wasn't even the word. It was like, it might've been adventure actually for this one. But recreation is kind of how he associates recreation and adventure. It's outdoors activity. It's doing fun stuff. And so however you got to reconfigure things to make it memorable. The idea is, I don't want to do this work. You don't want to do this work. And then tomorrow someone's like, hey, what are your core values? You're like, hold on. I got it on my phone here somewhere. Hold on. I wrote it down. Let me tell you. No. It doesn't work that way. You need these top of mind so that every day you're making decisions based on your core values. Right? From the little decisions like, should I eat that donut? Or the big decisions like, should I quit my job? Or, move to a new neighborhood, or whatever it might be, right? And all the decisions in between, right? Here's another example. Sail Southwest. The guy who made this he doesn't sail, doesn't have a sailboat or anything like that. It just happens to be a word that his core values, like the buckets made up this word, and it kind of worked out for him. It's just an easy way for him to remember it. Sail Southwest. Here's another one: impact, integrity, mindfulness, persistence, accountability, consistency, truth. And he made a graphic and printed it out here. And this is, here's a different way. So that was an acronym, or you could do like this: faith, family, fit, fun. These are mine. Okay. Faith, Family, fit. Fit actually has a dual meaning. It's number one, fit as in being fit, like working out, but also fit as in terms of a job, a business that fits the lifestyle that I want to live. I want to spend time with my kids. I want to spend time with my wife and my family. I want to do fun adventure stuff. Fun means adventure. Actually, the word for me was adventure, but it's actually fun, starts with an F. So that works for me. I've since actually added another word. Okay, so there's four words here. Actually represents 5 core values. I have a 6th one, and it's philanthropy. Right? Philanthropy, it's giving, it's charitable. As I've grown in my career and my business, I'm giving things away now, and it's one of my core values is to give it away, right? Whether it's my time or my tithe or my talents. Okay, so giving away in my abundance is a core value of mine. So another way to do it is something visual. So this individual created a pyramid. It was like faith, I don't know, maybe it was faith, family, fitness, or something like that. Consistency, I think challenge was another one, like looking forward to challenges, and then loyalty was at the top. So for you, it's going to be something different, right? Whatever it is for you is awesome. So you just have to find a way to crystallize your groupings of words. Now, I want you to give it a shot on your own first. Then I've created for you here's an example, right? Here's some examples down here before I talk to you about the AI prompt that I created. So an example for this one would be faith, fortitude, family, fitness, courage, commitment, curiosity, right? 4F, 3C, right? You can remember it that way. Or I like this one, families, right? Faith, adventure, mentorship, integrity, leadership, innovation, excellence, security. So that spells out families, right? And so there's different ways to go about this. I want you to really give it your best shot first. Then you can use the AI prompt, right? Again, go to Coach Jim AI, click the link here, and all you have to do is copy and paste this in. So you're going to go over to Coach Jim AI, and you're just going to paste in, you're going to paste in the prompt. And we go back and grab that prompt. Here's the prompt. Copy that there, paste it into here. And again, your words here. All you have to do is grab your groupings of words. Okay, here are your groupings of words. Copy here and paste it below. And the prompt should do the rest for you, right? Using the group of words below, create a mnemonic that will help me remember my core values. This mnemonic can be an acronym or all words that start with the same letter. If you need to, you can use words related to a grouping, right? So maybe it's a different word to help create the acronym or mnemonic. Also, you can reorder the groupings in order to create an acronym. Here are my groups of words. Hit enter, and it's going to give you some ideas, right? And you can keep going back and forth with it. Hey, give me some more ideas. What if I change this to that? And play around with it, and it's going to help you crystallize your core values. All right, so important to complete this exercise and to do this work. So we talked about crystallization. Now, action steps. It's your turn to do this. It's your turn to do this. This is your productive pause for the day. It's a short period of focused reflection around specific questions that leads to clarity of action, peace of mind. I can't tell you how important this is. Once you're done, go ahead and comment below. If you go over to into our paid community, it's kind of fun to see what the different core values are, and you'll see those in the community that you're in as well, if you're in the paid or the free. But you can see a lot of these different examples here, and just some high five is this one, and find T VIP, right? It's just whatever they are for each individual. They're unique, right? This guy did this like 6 years ago, and they're top of mind for these guys. And so take advantage of completing this exercise. Then here's the thing. When you're done, you want to continue this, join us in the premium program. Get the next level. Get one-on-one coaching. Get group coaching. Up your game. Go to the next level. If you're already in the premium program, attend the group coaching calls. Sign up for one-on-one calls. And let us coaches help you really unpack each of these exercises that you've done, and then so you can work through the rest of this. All right. So we talked about the most important work of your life, the work you're doing right here, right now, today, ranking, then bucketing, then the crystallization, and then the action steps you're taking after that. I have enjoyed this so much. Please leave a testimonial if this has made any impact on you. I look forward to hearing from you. And remember, you can win special prizes if you do leave a testimonial as well. Share this with a friend. and grab your one-on-one coaching call. Make sure you take advantage of that and take advantage of all the great things in the premium program. And remember, no one ever drifted to the top accidentally or became great. Sorry, let me say that again. No one ever drifted to the top or accidentally became great. I did say it right the first time. All success starts with clarity. That's my quote. How did I mess it up? It was me. All success starts with clarity. All success starts with this work. Take action. Let's get to work. I'm going to see you hopefully soon on a group coaching call, on a one-on-one coaching call, and let's take it to the next level. Let's set your goals. Let you build your aligned goals off the top of the work you've done here so far. I'll talk to you soon.